On Friday, March 14th, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, made his first return to Michigan after the election.
Now, I am incredibly humbled and have the honor to introduce our nation's 50th and greatest Vice President, who's helping lead the charge to bring this golden age of manufacturing in America back. So please join me welcome to the stage Vice President J.D. Vance and his incredible wife, Lucia Vance. Thank you.
Back in Michigan. You know, I've missed it a little bit. We haven't spent so much time in Michigan since the election, but it's good to be back in God's country, and I gotta tell you, every opportunity I get to the hell out of Washington, D.C., that is a good news.
Visiting Vantage Plastics in Bay City, Michigan, the Vice President emphasized the Trump administration's Made in America goals. The event was highlighted by promises to bring back manufacturing jobs in the Great Lakes region between frequent jabs at the last administration.
You all would be shocked if you realized how much fraud we found even at the Small Business Administration. I'm talking about like dead people getting loans from the SBA. We don't want dead people getting loans from the SBA. We want American workers and American businesses getting loans from the Small Business Administration.
The Vice President came on stage to a standing applause from an audience of manufacturing workers and quickly settled in. His comments centered on the premise that the Biden administration had left him and Trump with a struggling economy with conditions being less than ideal.
Here's the simple truth. The very simple truth is that unfortunately, the last administration left us with a terrible economy. They left us with sky-high prices. They left us with home values that had doubled in just 4 short years, meaning a lot of American families couldn't afford to buy or to rent a home. They left us with a historic debt crisis. Did you know that in the history of the United States of America, we have never had deficits and debt so high as we had under Joe Biden's leadership? And what did all that peacetime debt and deficit, what did all that spending, what did all that waste and fraud get us? It got us an economy where Americans couldn't afford to buy a home, our families couldn't afford to buy groceries, and our people felt like the American dream was slipping away.
The Vice President complimented Vantage Plastics' contribution to the job market and the overall manufacturing industry for its role in the economy. Along with that, he insisted that through tariffs and Trump's approach to dealing with foreign nations, America would be on the forefront of industry and innovation.
Frontier spirit would have done us little good in conquering the continent if we couldn't manufacture the railway track, the steamboats, the dynamite, and everything else needed to do so. American industry, American workers famously won the Second World War. American industry took us to the moon and enabled the Silicon Revolution that created the most precise and sophisticated jobs imaginable in any field, demanding mechanical expertise on the scale of nanometers, which is so small you can't even see it. But over the years, I hate to say it, we have squandered that heritage in the United States of America. Not in Vantage Plastics, thank God, but all across our country.
The Vice President then continues to give credit to the Trump administration after the Joe Biden era, while continuing to throw shade at the previous administration.
I'm proud to say that thanks to all of you, on January 20th, 2025, we started a great American comeback. Last November, America re-elected a president with a simple goal: to power our nation's industrial comeback and once again make the U.S. the world's manufacturing superpower, and that is exactly what President Trump has sought out to do.
Vance's remarks followed some Michigan-based keynote speakers, including the Small Business Administration's Kelly Loeffler, Senator from Michigan's 35th District Roger Hawk, and State Representative Bill G. Schuette.
Hey County, how we doing? Come on, how we doing?
Schuette went over his recent actions in the Michigan legislature, as did Hawk, and both were enthusiastic about their dedication and commitment to the direction the Trump administration has been moving so far.
But our focus here today is on a new day in Michigan. It's on a new day in America, because boy do we have an upgrade in the White House and in the office of the Vice President, am I right?
The Vice President then continues on describing his and Trump's plans to benefit American business, while also discouraging business outside the country.
But if you try to undercut us and build outside of our borders, the President Trump's administration has got nothing for you. If you want to be rewarded, build in America. If you want to be penalized, build outside of America. It's as simple as that. Decades by ripping off U.S. companies and preying on American workers, well, the president is simply telling you the jig is up.
To end his speech, Vice President Vance continues on praising American manufacturing and the importance behind it, while continuing to praise the Trump administration, before being sent off by an applause from the audience.
So we're making very, very good progress, but we know that 7 weeks is not enough. What we need to really rebuild American manufacturing, to really invest in the American worker, is not just 7 weeks of solid progress, it is 4 years of President Trump fighting for the American people every single day. And so let me say, this is not going to be my last stop in Michigan by any means, but as I leave here to go back to Washington, I feel invigorated. I feel invigorated by what you're building at this facility. I feel invigorated by the incredible opportunities that this plant, this facility provides to American workers. I feel invigorated by the fact that you guys are dedicated to your communities, that you're working hard every single day, you're playing by the rules, and you're providing a good life for your families. And I feel invigorated that we finally have a president who is turning his back on 40 years of failed policy in Washington, D.C., and is getting back to investing in and fighting for the American worker. God bless you guys. Thank you.